In this video we're going to look at adding and subtracting algebraic fractions. But before we do that, let's have a quick recap on how we go about adding and subtracting regular fractions. You should recall that denominators have to match when we're adding and subtracting fractions. It's like having things in the same units. So I need a number that 4 and 3 both go into. And if we can choose the lowest one of those, then we're going to make our life a little bit easier. So if you write out all the multiples of 4, we have 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. All the multiples of 3 are 3, 6, 9, 12. Our lowest one, we've just found a common denominator. The first one that we get to is 12. So our lowest common denominator is 12. Our lowest common multiple is 12. Then we need to scale up our fraction while still keeping it equivalent. So what I mean by that is to get from the 4 here up to the 12, I multiplied my denominator by 3. If I do it to the bottom, I also have to do it to the top. So my numerator has to also get multiplied by 3. 3 times 1 is 3. Let's have a look at the next fraction. To get to the 12 from my 3, I multiplied it by 4. If I do it to the bottom, also have to do it to the top, so I get a 4 here. Now I've got 3 twelfths plus 4 twelfths. Altogether I have 7 twelfths, because 3 plus 4 is 7. I might just fix that one up. So I have 7 twelfths. Let's have a look at the second one here. 1/10 plus 1/5. The lowest common multiple for 10 and 5 is, in fact, 10. So your lowest common denominator can be one of the denominators you already have. For my numerators, I haven't changed my denominator, so I don't change my numerator. For my second fraction, I've multiplied the 5 by 2. If I do it to the bottom, also have to do it to the top. So I get a 2/10. 1/10 plus 2/10, altogether I have 3/10. This third one here, 2/5, take away 1/4. If it's a subtraction, it's the same process as we do for our multiplication. We get our common denominator. So we can write out all of our factors of 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Write out your multiples of 4. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, until you get a common multiple. I've got a 20. So I'm going to change both of my denominators into a 20. To get 20 from my 5, I'm multiplied by 4. If I do it to the bottom, also have to do it to the top, so I get an 8. For my second fraction, I've multiplied the 4 by 5 to get the 20, so I also multiply the top by 5. Now I've got 8 20ths, take away 5 20ths, I have 3 20ths as my final answer. If you can do these fractions, then you can also do algebraic fractions. Have a look. If I was to change this question that we had here, if I was to change this one to be, instead of 1/4 plus 1/3, let's make it x over 4 take away x over 3. I would go through the same process, writing my denominator as a common denominator, in this case 12, just like we did over here. Then I had to multiply my denominator by 4 to get the 12, so I do it to the numerator. My denominator got multiplied by 3, my numerator also gets multiplied by 3, so I get 3x. For my second fraction, my denominator got multiplied by 4, do the same to the top. 4 times x is 4x. Now I need to add my numerators together. Once I have a common denominator, 3x plus another 4x, altogether I have 7x. Alright, so let's now apply that to some other algebraic problems. Let's have a look here. So this first one, we've already got a common denominator. We've got 11 on each fraction. So all we need to do is add our numerators. 3x plus 5x gives us 8x, and we keep that over 11. For part B, we've got a 3 and a 5, a common denominator. The lowest common denominator, the lowest number that 3 and 5 both go into, is going to be 15. So change both denominators to a 15, and then think, what have I scaled my 3 up by? I've multiplied by 3 by 5. If I do it to the bottom, also do it to the top. 5 times 4a is 20a. I've multiplied my 5 here by 3, also have to do it to the top. 3 times 2a is 6a. Once I have a common denominator, keep that and combine our fractions. 20a plus 6a is 26a. The third one here is a subtraction. We do the same process though. A number that 5 and 10 both go into, the lowest common multiple becomes our lowest common denominator, and it's going to be 10. I've scaled my 5 up by a factor of 2. If I do it to the bottom, I have to do it to the top. 2 times 6k is 12k. I haven't changed my denominator here, so I don't change my numerator, so I get a 3k there. 12k, take away 3k, I have 9k, and I keep that